You're born into the world with zero control over anything, except maybe your squeaks. You're tiny, helpless, and stuck in a den with a bunch of loud, squirming siblings. Your mom hasn't eaten in months, and yet somehow you're expected to survive. Welcome to life as a bear cub. Not exactly the golden childhood you imagined. You're born in the dark, crammed in with your siblings who are basically just oversized hamsters. There's no Netflix, no toys, just pure survival mode. Your mom? She's a warrior, barely holding on to life but somehow managing to keep you alive. You're blind, helpless, and you have no idea what's outside. And trust me, it's not a kiddie playground. Then one day, it's time. Mom scratches at the dense entrance, and suddenly, you're in the blinding light of spring. Bam! The world hits you like a freight train. It's big, loud, and smells like, well, a lot of things you don't quite understand. The trees are taller than you. The snow is melting beneath you and your siblings. They look just as confused as you. Welcome to reality, buddy. Oh, and by the way, you're tiny. You don't know this yet, but you're basically a walking snack for anything that's hungry. Wolves? Yep. They're around. Humans? Definitely. Even other bears might just look at you like you're on the menu. Your mom's not here to make you feel safe. She's here to make you survive. 1 minute you're happily chewing on a twig, and the next, your mom goes full ninja mode. She freezes, sniffing the air. You look at her like, what's going on? Then out of nowhere you hear it. A low growl. Wolves. Great. Time to panic. But mom? She's calm. Too calm. She's been here before. You've barely had a chance to blink before the wolves come charging, and they don't back down. Mom's not just defending you, she's teaching you the most important lesson you'll ever learn. Survival is brutal. It's not long before you realize that everything is a struggle. Your first fishing attempt? Let's just say it ends with you face first in the river, flailing around like an idiot. Fish? They're laughing at you right now. Your mom's probably standing on the shore, wondering how you're the product of her bloodline. But this is the wild kid. No one waits for you to figure it out. And your first meal? It's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be messy. You catch your first rabbit, and let me tell you, it's not like the wildlife documentaries where animals make it look easy. Nope. Your first kill is a fight. It's ugly. It's real, but you do it, and you never forget that taste of blood. That's the moment you realize survival isn't a game. Fast forward to your second year. You're getting bigger, stronger, and you start to think you've got this whole surviving in the wild thing down. You've faced wolves, you've fended off other bears. You're basically a big deal in this forest. But then you meet him, another bear, much bigger than you, and you realize something. No matter how tough you think you are, there's always someone bigger. That's just the way it goes. One day, after a big fight, your mom doesn't come back. No warning, no goodbye, just gone. And that's when you realize you're on your own. No more cozy den, no more mom's protection. The world? It's a lot scarier than you thought. Your first few weeks alone? They suck. You're almost dinner for a pack of wolves. You get hungry, you find a deer carcass, and just when you think you're about to eat in peace, another bear shows up and makes you realize something. The forest doesn't care about your hunger. If you want to eat, you better be prepared to fight. By year 4, things have changed. You've grown into your role at the top of the food chain. You're big, you're strong, and suddenly the forest starts treating you with respect. Other animals run from you. Bears? They think twice before challenging you. But the forest never forgets. And when your strength starts to fade, when the younger bears start testing you, you realize that maybe, just maybe, survival is a lot more about adapting than it is about being the biggest and the baddest. The forest waits for no one. It just keeps moving. As the first snow starts to fall, you find yourself in an old den, one you haven't used in years. It feels smaller now. You curl up inside, knowing that you've outlasted many others, but the forest doesn't care. It doesn't mourn its kings. It just waits for the next one to rise. So, yeah, growing up as a bear isn't all fun and games. It's a brutal world, and you have to be tough to survive. But here's the kicker. It's not just bears that have it rough in the wild. There's a lot more to animal survival than most people realize. That's why in the next episode, we'll dive into another misconception, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind. Stay tuned.